This plant is called sumac, more specifically smooth sumac. Now you may have seen this plant on the side of a road or growing in a field and misidentified it as poison sumac. That's okay, most people do. But this is a flavorful and versatile spice. And in this sumac series, I'm going to show you how to identify it, refine it, and cook with it. But before I do that, let's go ahead and get some anxiety out of the way about possibly misidentifying smooth sumac for poison sumac. This is poison sumac, so you can probably notice some of the differences right off the bat. Poison sumac's leaves are short and oval shaped, and the flowers come from the bottom of the plant instead of the top. Now, these white flowers at the bottom of the plant eventually turn into white berries. So it's very distinguishable from smooth sumac. Smooth sumac, as you can see here, has long, slender leaflets that are almost fern-like, and they're jagged along the edges, and the berries are red and they come out the top in a cone shape. Now, the only other sumac that you might misidentify this with is staghorn sumac or velvet sumac, which is also edible and can be used in a similar way. Now let's talk about the flavor profiles of sumac. It has a sour citrusy flavor to it. And if I was going to give an example of what sumac tastes like, it would be a lime variant of lemongrass. Now, the nice part about using sumac for your sour profiles in cooking is you utilize this in a dry form. Not having to add liquid allows you to achieve a crispy crust when frying or grilling. And it allows you to add citrus notes to your spice mixes or your dry rubs. Now that we're a little bit more familiarized with sumac, let's go ahead and talk about harvesting the berry cones. Now, these are going to be ready anywhere between mid-July through September, and I've even seen them as late as October. But it's very simple. All you do is grab the cone by the base and give it a cut. I usually harvest about 15 to 20 cones. But once you feel like you have enough, the next thing we're going to do is place them in a cardboard box or a paper bag to dry for several weeks. Once the stems have become dry and brittle on your berry cones, we are going to separate the berries from the stems. Now, your berries may feel a little tacky still, and that's perfectly normal. Now we're just going to go back through the berries and pick out any big bits of stem that might have fallen back into the bowl while we were separating the berries. Once I get all the bigger pieces of stems out, I kind of just like dumping the bowl out and running my hands through the berries, just sift through them and kind of pull out any little pieces of stem that I might not have seen. Once we pull out as many of the stems as we can possibly stand, the next step is to put the sumac berries in a coffee or spice blender and set the coarseness to fine. Now, if it's still tacky like this, once you're done, what I like to do is put it in a closed container to let it finish drying out. It will become less tacky. Because what we need to do next is put this through a sifter and sift out all the seeds. Now what you're left with is sumac spice. The only thing left to do is to take our sumac and put it in an empty spice container while trying not to make a mess. If you like watching this video or want to see me cook with sumac in future videos, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.